Hi guys, I just want to talk through a little bit about the scale portion of your audition, give you kind of some tips and tricks and things to think about as you're getting ready to perform those for us, okay? So, first of all, thing number one, I want you to make sure that when you perform your scales, that you play them in scale rhythm. And by that I mean kind of like scales level 2 is written in the quarter notes and eighth notes. One, two, tay, three, tay, or down, down, up, down. Okay, so if you're looking at scales level 1, remember you're going to have to change the rhythm kind of in your head to go quarter notes and eighth notes instead of half notes and quarter notes. Okay, kind of like a scale rhythm review if you've done that. All right. Okay, thing number 2 I want you to remember is that we tongue all the notes up in our scale and we slur all the notes down. Okay, don't tongue everything, don't slur everything. Make sure you're tonguing up and slurring down like we've always been doing with scales level 1 and scales level 2. Okay, now the next thing is pretty important. I want you to think about this as you're going through and practicing. Have a plan. All right, you're going to be playing 9 scales for us, and I want you to make sure that you have a plan for all 9 scales. Okay, by that I mean how many octaves are you going to play? Are you going to play the scales level 1 version where it's just 1 octave, or are you going to play the scales level 2 version where it's 2 octaves? Okay, maybe some of you are really comfortable with playing all of your scales 2 octaves from scales level 2. That's awesome. Do it. If that's not you, you can play some of them 2 octaves, but you need to stick with some of the level 1 versions for some of them. That's fine. But I want you to make sure that you have a plan. Okay, if you can't play the scale level 2 version, don't play me the scales level 2 version. Play me a really awesome, like 1 octave scales level 1 version. Does that make sense? Okay, but I want you to make sure you've thought through this and you've played through them the way that you're going to perform them. Okay? Now, kind of along with that and having a plan, I want you to also kind of think about tempo for your scales, okay? Because this is a lot different with our auditions. I actually do not want you to play with a metronome. Mr. Seibert and I want to hear how kind of steady and evenly you can play without a metronome. We've always practiced with one. You should still be practicing and performing with one. But here, actually, you're going to just kind of think about your steady tempo before you begin, and then you're going to go. Okay? Now, that also being said, if some of you speed demons out there want to go a little faster on some of the scales you know really well, that's okay. Just make sure you still are using your very best sound and that we hear all of the notes. If you try to go too fast and your fingers kind of fumble or the notes don't all come out, okay, I would rather hear you slow it down a little bit and just play me a really beautiful scale. All right? Or likewise, if you're like, this one is pretty challenging for me, I need to play it a little slower, that's okay. Just don't put me to sleep. Okay? So again, if you need to take it a little slower but still in scale rhythm, 1, 2, tay, 3, tay, 4, tay, 1. That's okay. If you sit here and go 1, 2, tay, I'm falling asleep. All right. So make sure that you think about your tempo and that you sound really, really good. Okay? So the next thing I want to kind of show you is kind of the process that you can kind of think through before you play, all right, and record. And again, you can kind of do this in your practice sessions so that you're going to feel really, really confident when it comes time to record your scales for your audition with the flipgrid, okay? So things to think about, you're just going to start at the top of the page with concert B flat, your C. Okay, then you're going to go down to concert F, your G, concert C, your D. Just go all the way down the page until you get through concert E flat, your F, and then your chromatic scale will come after that. Okay? So before you play your scales, again, make sure that you kind of think about your key signature, any danger notes. All right? Make sure you think through your tempo. Like for me, I like to kind of finger through maybe the first few notes of the scale so that you can find your tempo. It is okay to play a test note before you begin, and then you play your scale and sound beautiful. All right? So here's kind of the thought and playing process, okay? So, all right, we're talking about concert B flat, your C. All right, no flats, no sharps. Think about what pinkies you're going to use. Okay, the B natural is left hand side. Then I'm going to lift for C. All right? Okay, then think about your tempo. What about C, D, E, F? Okay? Now, first note, play a test note, nice and beautiful. And then again, think about that tempo. Breathe before we play. I played the 2-octave version. If you were going to do the 1, same process, just with 1 octave, okay? All right, so then you're thinking about the next one, concert F, your G, 1 sharp, F sharp, okay? All right. Okay. Now this one, ooh, maybe you feel really comfortable. Maybe you can play it a little bit faster. Maybe like 1, 2, take 3, take 4, take 4. Maybe, maybe not. Then the next one, concert C, clarinet D. Ooh, I remember this one. 2 sharps, F sharp, C sharp. Get those pinkies in order. How are you going to play B to C sharp? You remember that one? Okay, now maybe for that you need to go a little slower. That's okay. So there are just kind of a couple examples, things you can kind of think about in between, and you can play test notes and a couple different examples of tempos, okay? All in all, guys, just have a plan, and remember, this is your audition. We want to hear what you can do, so just do your best. I know you can do it, and you got this, all right? Please let me know if you need anything, have any questions, comment, give me a comment on Google Classroom, or send me an email if you need anything, guys, okay? All right, happy practicing.